more as a basic move. Again, this is important even for the young swimmers. You learn how to control yourself to the side here and spend time up in this position. We want to engage the big lat muscles. Don't do it. We want to train ourselves to hold high catches. So we're just having her experiment with this and really try to gain this. She has a lot of skills with her overall way she moves through the water. This is something she can improve, and something really important that all you youngsters understand is even elite swimmers continue to work to improve. They really don't get it. Their whole career they're working on fundamentals. That's a lot better. Another point about paddles that I think is somewhat new over the last few years is we really leave the back strap on nowadays. It used to be we'd take the back strap off because it was thought that by wearing the finger part of the paddle only, it helped with the feel of the top of the stroke. Problem is, as we've swum faster and faster, we discover that at the end of the stroke, we don't want to fully extend the arm and lock out the tricep to finish a stroke. So by having the strap on the back here, when you're at the end of the stroke, you can carry that paddle around. If you don't have the strap on, what's going to happen? It's going to slip right out. You're going to get right here at the end of the stroke, and that paddle should slip off if you're actually swimming correctly. Like just standard paddle swimming, you'll notice she's using small paddles. When in doubt, use small paddles. You don't need to use big paddles until you're very good at the proper technique, because big paddles will tend to make you drop your elbow more. And now we're going to get up on this swim here and do a little sprinting. Paddles add a little more power to it. This is a little bit like taking the weight room into the water. We add a little bit extra power on the top of that stroke. Good. This drill is to work on that high catch position. So to emphasize that, a lot of times when a swimmer thinks they're doing it, a lot of times they'll have the wrist up like this. They won't have the elbow in position. A simple paddle, you take it, you put it flat over the wrist now in this area here, and then as the swimmer's kicking down the pool, they're going to push the paddle without any strap on. You're going to push the paddle down the pool. You have to control it while the elbow is pointing out and the wrist is pointing down into that flat position we want to have in that front blade for freestyle. Have to kind of hold it as you push off the wall. Elbows pointed out, hands pointed straight down. Very nice. That's a little too much wrist. The next go around, we'll get that blade straight down. All right, the paddle over the wrist as it begins to kick. I want that elbow out in front, fingertips pointed down, so that whole blade is staying together and connected. Hard to do on your side. You might have to flatten off with a lot of swimmers to get it just right. But this is a nice position for just setting up the front of a stroke. And of course, if they let the wrist lift up, the paddle will come right off. Single arm swimming really is a standard drill for all 3 of the 4 strokes, for a backstroke, butterfly, and for sure for freestyle. The key to a good single arm swim is that you use your whole body. It's one thing to have the hand down here and just be putting your hand out here like you got a little alligator arm. We want you to swim, we want you to actually elongate with the single arm. So rotate here, nice and big, shift all the way over in here, set your catch, and then by shifting this hip, then you move in a powerful way past the hand, okay? Single arm's not meant to just not train. It's meant to emphasize a more thorough way to skate and powerfully move through the water and isolating one hand at a time. I'm going to have Madison breathe bilaterally here as well and keep her head in line. She pushes off, drop one hand by the side, and rotate over it, a full rotation while steady flutter kick, small steady flutter kick. And now she'll breathe to this side as she comes through. Return the head. It's an excellent single arm freestyle, full rotation, steady kick, head down in line, set up the catch, pull through. She's a sprinter, so she tends to pull straighter toward the back. Not a lot of skull motions. Here we've done the 11 drill, and we've done some versions of catch-up drills. Now, one of the drills we commonly do is 3/4 catch-up. We've kind of gone away from the full-on catch-up, front hand to front hand. But 3/4 is you set in the front of your stroke, and then you, through the power of your hips, you switch. You switch the top hand drives into the water as this hand benefits from that vaulting position of the upper body. So it's here and switch. So 3/4 catch-up done well is basically a vaulting drill. You can see as she starts setting this up, she'll take a little pause up top and then run the hand and switch the hips. And then switch the hips. And the shoulder joint leans over the top, and that's when she makes the switch. Not until she gets that shoulder, when she gets the shoulder over here. Doesn't start switching here, get over here before you switch. Let the hand flow through, and big switch with strong legs here on this one. And the switch of the hips is happening before the pull is engaged. This is Madison Kennedy's bag, and in any swimmer's bag, there's usually at least one set of paddles. And I would say as you reach a higher and higher level, there's probably more types of paddles. In this case, Madison has really my favorite paddle, which is the Speedo paddle that has a little lip on it here, and I think it really does help with the catch of the strokes. I love this paddle. Another paddle that's in here is the anti-paddle, and this actually takes the feel away from the stroke, which I think is a good thing for the contrast. Where this takes the feel away, you put the Speedo paddle back on, and you get the feel with the additional benefit of the help catch with this front lip. So paddles are used in a lot of different ways, and I'll show you a couple of them right now. First, we're gonna have our grab paddles, and I like grab paddle because it, a little bit like an anti-paddle, it takes away the feel for the swimmer. So you take the paddle all the way up to this top knuckle, grab it over the top, and have her swim with this paddle here, and it would tend to help her to want to pull a little bit higher with the elbow. Okay, here you go. Grab the top all the way over the top, really emphasize the catch. Going through here, you can see the big catch she establishes, especially that right arm. And just over the barrel a little bit on that stroke. Equipment won't cause you to do things perfectly. It can just help assist the feel for it. So you still have to consciously make the right decisions as far as what the technique looks like. We're working on here, holding that water and catching a little higher. That's very nice. Fantastic. The catch and throw is a drill that combines a lot of aspects of what I like seeing in great swimming. It combines the whole stroke, so you're setting up the catch of the stroke. Then the body's moving in a narrow hallway over the stroke, and then eventually you actually vault over that catch. So set the catch, hold the line, then a big switch. Over the other side, set the catch, hold the line, then a big switch. As he does this, he sets the high catch straight down and comes over it. Sets the other one, stays on his side, and comes over it. Very nice. Steady flowing kick, travel in a narrow way right over the catch. Head stays down, in line. This time we're adding a little more vaulting on it, so he's going to set up the front catch and really kind of throw over the top more aggressively. So the idea is to move, vault the body over the hand. Ideally that hand stays in a pretty steady position, and the shoulder and hip, as you come through here, the shoulder and the hip end up vaulting over the catch position. Okay, once again emphasizing the high catch, what we're working on here is by lifting the body up out of the water, the blade's going to have a tendency to want to drive down, just to, if anything, grab balanced position. So when he's driving the fingertips down, he's not only getting in that quick catch position like a sprinter needs to, but he's also having to maintain rigidity through his body in order to maintain any kind of line. So let's watch him as he tries this drill. Nice and slow and open, heads up out of the water. Driving the hands down. Very nice. Human paddle is one of those drills that we've done since back in the Auburn days early on, and it's really, again, just an emphasis on establishing a high catch in the water. It's just so critical for swimmers to understand that the stroke begins here and not here, okay? A lot of swimmers will start initiating their pull from here, and when they do, they're set up to lose because this is what's gonna happen almost all the time. You really have to learn how to take time to establish that position in the water. Then you want to learn how to move it. So the human paddle just teaches us to take away all the recovery, all the stuff back here, all we're working on is the front piece of the top human paddle. Then we'll progress it to a whole human paddle. This is the top part, just working on little small digs in the water. Do this in a good body alignment. Take the kick away at first, then you can add a little kick in. But all the emphasis just on the one thing, that high catch. As he's going through this drill, you'll see he's just nice and relaxed in the water. And it's just pull straight in with a high catch. No pulling, no kicking going on. He's just taking his time with that nice high pull. Really training the scapula to stay high and engage that pull from the very top of the fingertips. Too many swimmers don't get propulsion until they're down underneath their chest and hips. One more time, and this is almost a one-handed breaststroke pull drill to where you're emphasizing one pull than the other. The difference is we're not circling out like we do in breaststroke. We're actually pulling straight down and recovering straight over the top. This is for freestyle. Again, you see there's no hurry. This is taking this swimmer about 30 seconds to 40 seconds to get across the pool. There's no hurry as you're doing these drills. Be patient, especially the establishment of the catch. Next step is going to be the full human paddle. So on the top of the stroke, we're going to establish the big catch. Then we're going to work all the way through the pull to where we finish right here. So a little bit of elbow bend, hands a little bit flexed, but it's the full range of the motion. We're not worried about acceleration right now. All we're trying to do is establish the pull pattern under the body. This takes away the recovery so they can stay right in line. Best to do it with a snorkel and be patient on this once again. There's no hurry, we're not trying to accelerate. As he goes here, it's just one big high catch and then move through, switching back and forth. With a kickboard in, I tend to keep them a little bit more flat, which is a better way to start. Now we're taking the kickboard out so he can engage a little bit of a light kick. This will get him to rotate a little bit more as he does this drill. You can see he's tipping the hips a little bit more now as we're beginning to get a little more into the true freestyle stroke. But notice he's always establishing the big catch first. Really critical to top level swimming that you start with that big catch and then move the body over the catch. Now he's putting a little more hips into it, shifting side to side. Especially for you younger swimmers, I want to see you over-exaggerate the shifting of the hips. As swimmers get older and older and they become more sprinters, they stay flatter and flatter, but for right now I like a lot of exaggeration of the rotation of the hips. As you look at this drill right now, he's getting a little bit of a bobbing effect, and we don't want that. We want to stay down and planted in the water. We're not shifting, and that's an indicator that somewhere in there his hand's coming here and he's sending himself up a little bit. So we want to be pushing straight back, not up and down. See if we can keep a little flatter here. And shift one side to the other. That's a better position right there. It's going to be a little bit of natural shifting coming through, but I like how that's working for him. And a small, steady kick that doesn't interrupt anything. On this last lap on this drill, it looks like he's getting comfortable with holding that water without bobbing up and down. As you look at this drill, again, the big thing is the big high set catch and just letting the body travel over that catch. Later, as we begin to swim a little more, we'll emphasize the acceleration through that position. A couple thoughts for those as you watch underneath the water in that view. What you'll see is he's pulling down his midline. In swimming, you don't want to be outside wide of the body. There's not as much power available as you begin to move outside your body. You want to stay right in the center line of your body, so that this is where the power, this is where a lot more the power is. Not only that, it's much more linear compared to being out here. You're not causing any new disruption of water. You're staying right in this power plane of your stroke. So when we're swimming freestyle, we want to stay right inside of our body line, pretend like we're swimming through a little hole that surrounds our body. Here's a common small parachute, and what this is going to do is just add a little bit more resistance to her full extension. So she's going to hold in a short leash here, going to hold it down by her side while she does single arm up above. And that's just going to stretch her out both ways. So still going to add some resistance, but I want to see the same quality single arm as I saw before. Hand stays down by her side, and she still rotates that kick. Really kind of helps to feel the power. A little bit of resistance can help set up that catch a little bit better. But you'll see she's generating the power from the body rotation, not from the arms by themselves. Everything's connected as she's rotating there. Good. All right, single arm again. She's gonna be a little more aggressive. So she's gripping that water strong. As you can see, that's also causing her to set that catch up a little bit better. So drills aren't always done easy. You want to add a little pop to some of these drills as you work on taking the drill from a breaking down the stroke drill into a training drill. Very nice. Good. This drill is a flow drill that just combines several elements. One would be just a nice narrow stroke, and then once they transition from 3 hand hits, go immediately into a line. We got this from the University of Tennessee. It's a Tennessee line drill. So hit the line and glide. So let's watch her do it. 2, 3, and hold the line. You come slow down, start it back up again, and do a restart. Very nice. Hold that line straight out in front. Carry the speed in the transition. Keep the head high as you create that line. Okay, this is a hybrid of the catch and throw drill where you put on a fin on one foot and a paddle on another foot. You set up the catch and throw position, then you drive forward with that one strong whip kick, and the paddle sets up a power position at the front. So it just overemphasizes and overloads half of the body. So you start off paddles down low and you reach on over. So you're vaulting over that paddle. The fin helps you to grab that position and kick you over that paddle position. Setting the paddle up high and then vaulting over. And that one left fin allows her to feel the connection, the cross connection in the body. That's what we're looking for, is that cross connection between the paddle and the fin. All right, now we're going to have the body up out of the water in almost a 1/8 rising position. So his head will be in line body will stay rigid. Now he's going to dig down and add a little tempo to that high catch position. The goal is, again, to be setting that catch strong and out front. Head down and driving the fingertips down. That's what we're looking for. You can see his whole back up out of the water, dancing one side to the other. That's nice stuff. Looking for ways to continue to open up those strokes in the young swimmers in particular. This is a drill called freestyle as backstroke. So the goal would be, if I'm a coach and I'm standing at the end of the lane, this drill should look like they're doing backstroke, except they're on their stomachs. So what we'll look for here is he'll have a snorkel on, be in line, and he'll kind of whip his arms up, almost like a backstroker would start here and lift pretty quickly. Same thing here, we want him lifting straight up and coming over the top. And so this will open up the shoulder joint, open up the body. They'll have to rotate some, but we want them to really feel that momentum of lifting up. And it's just a way to over-exaggerate the big, long strokes, especially for some of your short swimmers. I think it's a great drill to do to get them to get more out of every stroke and to kind of launch into the next stroke, to learn that feeling rather than lifting and setting. I like them to come and use that momentum when they come around. This will help that. From head on, you can see, again, he's staying nice and narrow, and yet those arms are coming up and just really relaxing on the recovery. He's really kind of throwing his arms around as he does this. Some of your younger swimmers will tend to want to keep straight arms under the water too, but this is fine for right now. Very common mistake in freestyle is around that breath. And a lot of that is the height of the breathing, the lateness of the breathing. So when we're breathing, we want to breathe as part of the body rotation. When a swimmer rotates and at the highest point of their shoulder, we want to steal a little bit of air. We don't want to turn around and suck in all the air in the building. We just want to steal a little quick inhalation. Okay? Need to exhale when our face is down. As soon as our mouth is exposed to air, we suck in a little inhale. You don't even have to turn your head above the surface level, because when you're right in this part of the stroke, there's actually a little pocket that's created there in the stroke. So a drill that's good for this, and slowing it down a little bit again, is to breathe each side. So you're running along, breathing to one side, and then the other side. It teaches them how to stay right in rhythm. If they're too late, they won't be able to get back and get that other breath. So let's give this a try. And breathe to both sides as he goes along here. There's a very kind of an awkward position to be in, but as you see, we want to keep that one goggle under the water and one goggle over. Let's watch if he corrects again. You'll notice he breathed a little bit late and then he came in more comfortable. And as he does this, he's getting the hang of how to get that head and return it back sooner. The return of the head should lead the hand coming in the water on that same side. Snapback breathing is another way to emphasize the quick breath. A lot of the top freestylers, Nathan Adrian in particular of late, really does this well in the stroke. So he'll breathe initially, and he'll breathe low, but then he'll snap the head back immediately, almost before the hand is even to 90 degrees here. He hasn't even brought it back halfway, but he'll be here, he'll snap the head back. The more we can swim in this body line without anything east or west, or even with the eyeballs off to the side, the tendency for all of us is to go where our eyes go. Our attention goes where the eyes are. So if our eyes are over here longer, we're going to tend to want to move that way. So we want to have as much as we can the eyes forward, down, looking forward, and get them right back. So we're going to try snapback breathing now. He goes to this, he snaps the head right back into place. Over-exaggerating the position of that freestyle breath. Air, he is getting air here too. And you want to be blowing the air out while he's underneath. Very nice. That's good. This is super. So he's getting that head back. And really this can be a way he would breathe in races as he develops this breath. There's nothing wrong with breathing exactly like this. One final thought on the snapback portion is that it's thought that as you breathe here and you get the head brought back, that helps to create that extra torque for the body as you want to bring the body over the hand. So you'll be setting your catch, breathe. As you snap the head back, you're creating that vaulting position. So if the return of the head can be included in the vault, that's outstanding. That'll only add to the rhythmic motion that'll create some extra power for an advanced swimmer. A good kick drill to really emphasize all of those hip muscles, to really over-exaggerate a powerful kick is called thumper kick. And it's a kick that I learned from Richard Quick, and it's a way to really over-exaggerate the entire range. You're going to go way beyond any range you would ever kick normally, and it's really, think of it as a dry land exercise in the water. You come off of this and you lift the leg up as high as you can, get the kneecap out, and you slam it down, alternate legs, bam, bam, bam. Let's give it a try, thumper kick. Just pushes off, that his knee has to come out, and he's just shifting the leg, he's engaging his glutes, he's involving his back as he does this to get his legs higher. This is really hard to do. This will wear him out. Go, 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 good.